The Hudson Bay company was back in court today. It's fighting back against accusations from some of its biggest lenders. Canada's oldest department store applied for creditor protection back in March and has now closed all of its retail stores. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is outside the courthouse in Toronto. She joins me now live. So, Megan, what happened today in court?
Well, one of the things they were focusing on today, Arthi, is this proposed deal between the Bay and a businesswoman named Ruby Liu, who wants to take over some of the store's leases for the now closed stores. And some of the lenders for the Bay are opposing this proposed deal. And so they had filed a motion in court asking the judge to block the proposed deal, essentially. So in court this morning, they were making arguments about whether to proceed with this motion today or not. In the end, the judge decided not to proceed with it today, and he has adjourned the proceedings. Now, during the arguments, we heard from a lot of lawyers. There are a lot of different parties involved here. A lawyer for the Bay was arguing that this motion to try and block the deal is improper, and it's also preemptive because there actually hasn't been a hearing yet on the actual application to transfer these leases. It has to be approved by the court to have these leases taken over by Ruby Liu or by anyone else. Now, so that was what we heard from the lawyer for the Bay. Hearing from lawyers for the lenders, they were advocating for this motion to be heard today and for it to be allowed to go ahead. And they're saying that time is of the essence here, that the longer this process drags out, the more costly it is for lenders and creditors who are owed a lot of money by the Bay. There were also lawyers in court, Arthi, representing some of the landlords for these malls where these leases are. They oppose this proposed deal. They do not want Ruby Liu to take over some of these leases. A lawyer for some of those landlords saying that they're deeply concerned with the bid and that they're not alone. Now, one of the issues in court today, Arthi, was that there was no lawyer to represent Ruby Liu and her company, which is called Central Walk. She did have a lawyer, and we were just hearing from her that relationship fell apart over the weekend. She had no legal representation in court today, and the judge was saying that corporate parties must be represented by legal counsel. She did have a chance to address the judge directly through an interpreter. She's originally from China. She speaks Mandarin, and a representative of her company was interpreting for the court. And she told the judge that she intends to hire new counsel as soon as possible. And then she started making a bit of a case for why she wants to take over these leases in the first place. She already has 3 of them. She's seeking 28 in total. The 3 that she's already got a court approval for are in shopping malls that she owns in British Columbia. So there was no issue there. She spent about $6 million to take over those leases. And so she was talking about how she's ready to go to launch these new stores. But in the end, the judge was saying not enough evidence and the required court materials have been provided yet. And given that she has no legal representation today, he didn't want to proceed with it. So it has been adjourned. We don't know until when. When the proceedings finished, we heard from Ruby Liu herself just outside the courthouse a few seconds ago. Here's what she had to say.
I'm a Canadian. I want to try my best to contribute to this country. So I understand the lenders and creditors' worry. I want to create jobs. I want those stores open as soon as possible. I want to try my best to contribute to this country. But we understand how the creditors and lenders feel.
Some of the landlords had argued that she has no experience operating retail stores. She has experience in real estate, but not in operating retail stores. But she was expressing a lot of confidence, Arthi, that she can do this, that she will be successful. She talks about her new vision for the retail landscape in Canada. She wants to turn these stores into immersive shopping experiences. She has said activities and events, not just shopping for merchandise. So she has big plans for these stores that she wants to try and take over. But again, there's a court process to go through. And as we learned in court this morning, it will continue to play out over the coming weeks. Not clear yet when this will be back in court. Arthi.
Thank you for this, Megan. That is the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in Toronto.